Let's see how this goes. Let's see how this goes. Let's see what we do. Do 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 do. I don't have to work today, and that's cool, cause it means I get to stream. Frosty the Snow Winch. Let's turn all messages on. I wish clothes for poor people were made to be durable. That would be nice. You hear that? Boy, my foot hurts. So Paul said he might be doing Highdeologies for a while. And I can't help but find that a little sad, because I really like Highdeologies, but, you know, it's not my stream. I can't control if he streams or not, so I just have to accept it. But it is kind of sad. Damn it. I swear, every time I bump this thing, it throws my phone off. How are you doing? Fine, I guess. It's a beautiful day outside, I can tell you that much. Are you Muslim? No, I am not Muslim. No, what on earth makes you think I'm Muslim? I look Muslim? Do I? Do I look Islamic? I don't really feel like I do. How is it? Number one, I would say, how is it possible to look Islamic? Because there are a bunch of areas all over the world that have a high preponderance of Islamic people. But even if you're going to accept that Muslims tend to look a certain way, do I fit that? It's the hair for me. Is it still the hair? Are Muslim people like known for wearing bangs? Even more Muslim. Alrighty. I did play around with Islam as a religion for a while when I was a teenager, and I still know the Shahada. So technically, if I say the words I'm about to say, I am forever and always a Muslim. La ilaha illallah Muhammadun Rasulullah. I think I got that right. La ilaha illallah Muhammadun Rasulullah. I can also do a greeting in Arabic. Assalamu alaikum. Alaikum salam. Do you speak Middle Eastern? I think the word you're looking for is Arabic. And no, I don't speak Arabic. I know a few Arabic phrases because I had an interest in the Middle East when I was a kid. Kid/teenager. I think they are Muslim for real. Would it matter if I was? Would it matter? Like, does being Islamic automatically say anything about a person other than that they believe and worship Allah, you know? Is your hair fake or real? Pretty real. Pretty fucking real. Although I think it is at its terminal length. I haven't cut this part in 5 or 6 years, give or take. And it's not really getting much longer, so probably am at my terminal length. Ashhadu alla ilaha illallah wa ashhadu anna Muhammadar Rasulullah. I don't think I pronounced that right. Ashhadu alla ilaha illallah wa ashhadu anna Muhammad Rasulullah. Maybe I pronounced that correctly. But I appreciate Aisha for writing it Romanized so that I could try my best to read it off. I do speak a little bit of Spanish. I've been learning Spanish. Buenos días, yo soy Phoebe. Mucho gusto. Trump. All right, bud. Whatever you say. I don't know if you've noticed, but Donald Trump is not the president. The weirdo from South Africa is the president. Tell you what, give me a list of 10 things Trump has done in the last week, and then give me a list of 10 things that Elon Musk has done in the last week. I bet you'll be able to find the list for Musk a whole lot easier than you'll be able to find the list for Trump. Is this world testing me? Why do boys want to be girls so much? It's not that boys want to be girls, it's that people are born into the wrong body occasionally. Literally, I love how trans people, by the most liberal estimate, were like 1.6% of the population. And that translates, in some people's mind, to boys want to be girls so much. So, if you consider the fact that trans people are pretty evenly divided between trans men and trans women, with a few gender fluid people scattered throughout, that means, based on those statistics, that about 0.8% of boys want to become girls. And I would ask why that is a test to you, like why that bothers you so heavily. $2:45 a.m. in India. Yeah, that checks out. Yeah, that checks out for sure. Stop the vaping. You want cancer? I mean, I would be getting let's just be honest about something, okay? With the amount of pollution in our modern world, the amount of microplastics in all of our foods and bodies, there's a pretty good chance that you're going to get cancer having never taken a single hit of nicotine. How about that? Did you know that plastics have been shown to be carcinogenic? Did you know that microplastics are found in every mother's breast milk? Yeah, it turns out there's a whole lot of things in this world trying to give you cancer. My nicotine stick is really the least of my worries. Where are you from? I used to say Mississippi, now I kind of just say America. I'm a product of this country, not really a product of any one state. I grew up between Missouri and Mississippi, and spent most of my adult life traveling and living on the road, and some of it living in Missouri, a little bit of it living in Massachusetts. So I was born in Missouri, if that's what you're looking for. Yeah, and smoking makes it better. Your logic is weird. Between bad and worse, you need to take the bad. Nah, I think you're missing my point a little bit too. My point is not, therefore, smoking good. My point is that smoking is a pretty innocuous activity in the face of a world that's already carcinogenic as fuck, right? So, if the rest of the world was united in trying to address pollution, and if the rest of the world was united in trying to reduce the use of single-use plastics, then it would make more sense for people to moralize about my smoking, because at that point, I really am endangering myself in a way that I'm not endangering myself just by living. But under the current paradigm, just living, just breathing, just eating food and having conversations and being out in the world means that you are exposed to carcinogens constantly. And therefore, me smoking, it's not putting me at any greater risk than anything else I have to deal with is. I don't really think the logic is that weird, but if you do, that's fine. Like, you don't have to smoke. Like, why does it bother you so much what another human being does with their body? You don't know me. I don't know you. This is the first time we've met, so why does it bother you? No, you missed the point. Eating plastic is bad, but eating plastic and smoking is worse. Yeah, but it's not... like, you're missing the point, too. I'm not saying it's not worse. I'm saying that it's a... Whatever, dude. I don't want to have this fucking argument. I don't care. Listen, you don't want to smoke? Don't. It's not about smoking that bothers me. It is your logic. Well, how about this? I vape because I like it. I vape because it gives me a nice, good feeling, not just in my mouth, but, you know, kind of a little bit of a nicotine body high in general. And I find that to be a more enjoyable life than I would be living if I were trying to quit it. I mean, you're the one acting like I was trying to make smoking good. You're the one who completely misread my fucking argument, so whatever. What are you? A human being? With thoughts and feelings, just like you? I know that's hard to convey over the internet, but... No, your logic was illogic. No, I'm not having this argument with you. You are one message away from being banned. Smoking is not an interesting topic, and the philosophy of smoking doesn't exist. So drop it. There's about a million other things in the world that we could talk about that would be way more interesting than my fucking vaping habit. Alright, you're banned. Too autistic for me. And that's coming from an autist. Boy or what? Does a lacy shirt and long hair normally scream boy to you? The ironic thing about anti-smoking advocacy, by the way, is that nothing makes a motherfucker want to smoke more than moralizing about their smoking. He's a crossdresser. Hey, tell you what, you want to go be bigoted? Somebody else's fucking channel. I'm not a crossdresser. I don't let people say stupid shit on my channel. So go somewhere else. I don't give a fuck. If I was a crossdresser, I would just say that I'm a crossdresser. I'm not. I'm a woman, and I've been living as a woman since March of 2020. If you don't want to accept that trans people exist, go do it somewhere fucking else. Because you're just gonna get banned out of here. Yeah, I know. We got a lot of people from Tennessee in here tonight for some reason. Is Tennessee on holiday or something? Nah. Ooh, what was this message held for review? I bet it's going to be good. Phoebe, I love the hair. You look gorgeous. Aw, thank you. I appreciate that. You should see the rest of my outfit. Ooh, 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 ooh. Look at this. Look at that. Aren't these nice? Aren't these shorts nice? Oh, I really do think I look pretty today. You're from the great state of Florida? Oh boy. Dare I ask, what's so great about Florida? Hey, Florida, how do you feel about the idea that I have to turn most of your state into a wildlife preserve and pay everybody to move out of there? By the way, what's up, Uncle Flanus? It's been a while since I've seen you in here. Dude, Uncle Flanus, did you hear that Paul is not going to be doing Highdeology for a while? I mean, he said that a couple of times in his life and went back to them, so I'm sure it'll be, I'm sure it'll just be a break. I'm sure we'll see more in the future, but yeah. Was watching the last Highdeology stream that Paul put up, and he was like, yeah, I think I'm going to have to be done with these for a while. They're just fucking, the people aren't responsive to comments, and the fucking chats they don't go anywhere. People are just retarded online. And I was like, yeah, man, sadly he is kind of right, but I'm not going to stop streaming. And the reason that I'm not going to stop streaming is because I think I still get a lot of joy and fun out of fucking with the trolls and being kind of an agitator in there. And I feel like Paul is slowly getting bored of that. I feel like Paul is slowly getting kind of sick of just dealing with idiots all day. Ow. Bot behavior, dude. Read the last message in chat and tell me that that's a real human being with actual things to say. This is the state of live streaming now. This is what we have to deal with. This is what you are forced to engage with if you want to have a conversation with people online. Robots, idiots, bigots. You don't seriously think that Trump is going to fucking disperse money to people, do you? Come on, twice in a row? No way. Trump gave money to the American people once already. I don't think he's going to be doing it a second time. Although, who knows? One of my coworkers was claiming that that Doge and Musk and Trump are planning on dispersing some of this freed up money back to the taxpayers. If that actually happens, that'd be pretty cool. I just don't think it's going to happen. I think the American government loves to tease us about that kind of thing, but then never deliver on it. Do you love God? I don't believe in a Christian God, actually. Whether or not some divinity is up there, I really don't know. But I get the impression that it probably doesn't have a personality if it is. As far as believing in something higher than myself or whatever, well, of course. Of course, who doesn't? I think even most atheists would agree that they believe in something greater than themselves. You know, the power of friendship or the beauty of nature or something like that, right? Oh my goodness. Question. Since the cats in here weren't really bothering anything, is it okay if they explore? Okay. No, yeah, that's why I asked. Okay. That's why I asked. Okay. Alrighty, now we're back. Hey, what's up, Femboy Stormtrooper? What's up? What's up? What's up? What was you made? Huh? Sorry, I don't understand what you're trying to say. I went to estimate my tax return and they said I'd get $138. Yep. You know what that means, medium rare memes? You almost made enough to owe the federal government taxes. Don't you love that? There is a cadre of people in the United States that are completely responsible for funding the United States, and they are not the billionaire class. Damn it, I really don't have anywhere to put this phone right now, but I need both hands. I guess I'm just going to have to lay it on the floor. God damn. Why does drywall have to be so fucking heavy? Man, shit is so fucked up in this room I'm trying to clean. Alright, let's see here. There we go. How to work. I'm just relaxing right now. Had a bad day at work, but I'm glad to catch a stream for once. Well, good. Yeah, I'm glad you can catch a stream as well. That's scary. I only made 25K. Yep, which means you make enough to be one of the few people, well, one of the many people, I should say, in America who barely make enough to get by on, and yet are basically single-handedly responsible for carrying the American tax burden. You'll be happy to know, I'm sure, then, that when I start my new job, I will be in that same tax bracket, which is why I plan on, whenever I file my W-2 or whatever it is, whenever I file my W-4, whatever the first tax document you sign when you work a fucking job, I plan on setting my taxes to over-contribute. That way, I don't ever have to pay in. Because the idea of getting all the way to the end of the year, having to pay in taxes, really fucking bothers me. So that's my plan. How did I get here? I have no idea, Casey, but you're here, so welcome. Tennessee, you're like 2 bullshit sentences away from getting your eyes eaten? Yes. Thank you for letting them know. You're doing that wrong. Less force, wider strokes. Fucking do it however I want to. I don't know. Nobody ever taught me how to sweep. I just kind of watched people do it and figured it out. I'm probably not doing it in the most efficient way, but whatever. It's sweeping. Who cares? All right. Let's pick this up. Put that back. Excuse me. I care. I care a lot. For reasons. Can I ask why? Why am I wearing a dress? This isn't a dress. This is a shirt. So it's a blouse and then a pair of shorts. Not a dress. You can. I just won't answer. Oh, Johnny. You are a caution. Johnny is a mysterious lad. No one knows the true nature of his feelings. Okay. Oh, there's 45 people in here. Make sure you guys are liking the stream so that other people can keep watching the stream. Because every time you like the stream, that's another chance. It's obscurial? Obscurial? Yeah, I don't think obscurial is a word, my friend. I'm gathering Gemma's cart reclaim so I can do a dab of it. We loved it. Oh my god. You guys are fucking wild. You live in fucking Illinois. Why do you... Is there a reason why you guys smoke Delta 8 shit when you live in fucking Illinois? Like, I've been to the state you guys live in. I know you guys have legal weed. I just can't imagine having access to legal weed and being like, nah, instead of smoking legal weed, I think I'll just smoke Delta 8. Ultimately, I guess I'm not judging all that much, but it is strange to me a little bit. It is a little bit strange. We have no money. Is that just it? Is it just like economics because it's cheaper? I will tell you this much. Cannabis is super fucking expensive in Illinois. I remember that from being on the road. Illinois is one of the worst states to be stuck in if you're a stoner and poor, because all the fucking cannabis there is fucking expensive. There's a couple of places you can find some good deals. Like if y'all ever get down to Effingham, There's actually some reasonably priced dispensaries in Effingham, but not in the rest of the state, from what I could fucking tell. Dispensary weed is overpriced as a motherfucker, like 6 times the gray market. Oh yeah, 100%. I mean, that is one of the bad things about dispensaries, and I will tell you, it depends on the state, right? Because in Colorado, I can find legal weed because I could find street weed. So in Colorado, that's not necessarily true. I feel like it's that way in a lot of states. Like, there's quite a few states where that still applies, But in general, yeah, cannabis from the weed store is going to be more expensive than cannabis on the gray market. But it's one of those things where, obviously I'm not like pro-capitalist. I'm not. I don't think that the best way to organize the disbursement of resources is an economy. But in a world where you've got an economy, a big part of the reason why dispensary weed is so much more expensive is because there's so much more expense attached to it, right? If some hillbilly is just growing weed in their backyard or growing weed in their woodshed or something, and spraying whatever the fuck they want to on it to get it to grow and using whatever fertilizers they want, et cetera, et cetera. Like there's very little regulation in that process, right? There's nobody holding that together to make sure that you're getting what you pay for and that you're not getting something that's been grown with harsh chemicals or anything like that, right? It's a lot harder to manage all that and to collate it. So that comes with an added expense. But the thing about it is, it could still be cheaper than it is currently because, like I said, I mean, I've been in legal states where I've been able to find affordable weed through the dispensary. So it's all a matter of, like, I'll tell you when dispensary weed will become affordable. Whenever the federal government fully legalizes it and it's not just not Schedule 1, but it's not on the drug schedule at all, and you're allowed to engage in interstate commerce with it, at that point, then we'll start to see a real reduction in the price of cannabis in America. Until that time comes, though, you're going to have to deal with expensive dispensary weed. It's just how it is. Say hey to Trump. Hi, Trump. I don't know why you would do, like, I don't know what the point of that was, but whatever. A lot of my habits are going to kill me before unregulated weed does. Well, yeah, I'm not saying that unregulated weed is like a danger to your health. I'm just saying, like, I'm just saying that the process of regulation creates higher cost, which I personally am fine with. Is one of the biggest problems with street weed was always, the varying levels of quality. You'll get weed from one place and it'd be great. You get it from one plug, it'd be great. You get it from another plug and it's complete bunko ass bullshit, So ultimately, when it comes to the whole regulation thing, I'm kind of pro-regulation, at least when it comes to drugs and things like that. And kind of in general, I think that we probably do need some regulation to keep things flowing and keep things working the way that they're supposed to. But by the way, there's 61 people in here. Make sure that every single one of you guys have liked the stream by double tapping on your screen. And if you want to see more of these in the future, hit that subscribe button and hit the like bell, because that will make sure that you get notifications for these in the future. Thank you guys so much for watching so far. The Jesus freaks too? Oh yeah. They love it here. They love it here. They love debating with me. They love arguing with me. They love telling me to find Jesus, even though I've explained to them that I have found Jesus in my own personal philosophy, that I was raised with Jesus, that I'm now in the stage of my life where I'm looking for Christ in Christians. But there's no explaining that to an evangelical. There's just no way. My guy never has anything under 20% THC content. Not saying I put it under a mass spectrometer, but I get baked. Well, yeah, I'm not saying you don't. Me saying that there are problems with street weed is not me saying that you can't have a good experience with it. I mean, I live in a state where, back when I was smoking regularly, like, I had to get street weed usually, you know, like very rarely was I able to secure some kind of dispo weed. And, you know, I would say 9 times out of 10, the experience was fine. I didn't get poisoned. I didn't get, you know, kind of like heavy metal poisoning or anything like that. It was fine. But, you know, I would say 1 out of every 10 times I'd get a bag that was just clearly not good. It hadn't been cured right or something. Or I'd get a bag that it was just clear that the person, and this only happened when I tried someone new, but there were a couple times when I tried someone new and I realized they literally just went down to the gas station, bought a big bulk package of fucking hemp flower, and are selling me that like it's actual fucking cannabis. So, I mean, like I said, it's not a universal experience. Not every time you buy weed from the street or, you know, from a non-regulated source, not every time is it going to be bad. But sometimes it definitely is going to be. What is this channel about, Phoebe? I've just swiped shorts and your channel has popped up. Well, thank you for sticking around long enough to engage with the chat. We appreciate that around here. This channel is about a lot of different things. So depends on the type of content that you're interacting with, what the point is. The point of these streams in particular is for me to have a conversation, an ongoing conversation with the chat. So as you can see right now, the chat's moving super quickly. People are in here, people are talking, we're having a conversation. And the idea is I sit here and do whatever I'm doing normally, or I sit and hang out with you guys and we have a conversation. So if you have questions, you know, questions about me or questions that you just want to talk to somebody about, feel free to ask them in the chat and we'll have a conversation about it. Let me see here. I like going to the dispo. I get a perfectly curated high. Exactly. That's another thing I like about it too. I don't know. I just don't really like these corporations getting to monetize it. I mean, I don't like them getting to monetize it, but I would rather corporations be able to monetize it than black men get locked up for smoking it, you know? And the corporatocracy of America is not going to let us legalize it without getting their fucking piece. Hello?
I'm gonna stick this one in here too.
Oh, okay.
The other one went back to Billy's. I'm gonna try to keep her up here for a day or two before she learns where she's at.
Okay. Sorry. Had a new cat brought into the office trailer. Anyway. Jesus, as portrayed in the Bible, was based, but his followers would rather use Christianity as an excuse for division and hate. 100%. Like I said, that's why I'm looking for Christianity in Christians. No longer am I, I don't need to find Christ in, you know, in my philosophy. I'm already familiar with him. I need to find Christ in Christians for me to have faith. And right now, I don't see any of that. Yeah, I'm not saying to make it illegal again. Yeah, I'm not. Y'all be nice. There's a new cat introduction going on, and the cat is not happy. Anyway, and yeah, I guess I'm wishing against the system at large. Yeah. I mean, ultimately, I can't blame you either, because the system at large is fucked up, right? Like, I agree with you, Johnny. It is fucked up. The corporations get to monetize this shit so hard when America's been spending the last 100 years criminalizing it. I do agree that that's fucked up. I just don't know how else we legalize it without corporations getting their cut. But I tell you what, there have been states that have done it better than other states, right? So, by the way, there's 81 people in here. Make sure that each of you guys are liking the stream so that other people can continue getting the stream recommended to them. And make sure that you're hitting the subscribe button if you want to see more of these in the future. And hit that alert bell so that you actually get notified for them. All right, with that being said, there are states that have managed to legalize weed without it being this big, huge deal. and without it being this big, like this big corporation enriching process, right? Missouri has rules laid out in the legislation that they passed to legalize cannabis. Missouri has regulations on called micro businesses. So there are there's micro warehousing that goes on in Missouri and micro retail for cannabis. And what these are, they're basically it's basically provisions for cannabis businesses that wouldn't fit neatly within existing regulations for business placement and regulations within the legislation regarding the placement of dispensaries, right? So a micro business type of dispensary or warehousing operation can operate in Missouri closer to churches. They can operate within residential neighborhoods, as like within someone's house or something. And as a result, Missouri is actually starting to see kind of a dual approach to the cannabis legalization problem, right? So you can go to dispensaries in Missouri, or you can find yourself a micro business dispensary, which is going to be more on the ground, less corporate, etc., right? Oh man, I look at the chat and everybody's fucking getting banned. Everybody's getting fucking banned. That's fucking wild. You want more, then you buy it, but still from the government and cheap. Do what? Okay, let me see here. Why are they fighting? Why would they do that? Oh, they're not. There's a new cat. There's a new cat. That's why they were fighting. You socialize it and give it out on a quota, like for free, but you only get so much per time period. You want more than you buy it, but it's still from the government cheap. I mean, yeah, I'm fine with that too. I'm totally fine with there being like nationalizing. Like I'm for figuring out a way to anarchistically run society, or if not anarchistically, then at least socially, communally. And under such a framework, you would have to find a way to nationalize weed. And I do tend to agree that that's a good, that would be a good idea, right? So, and here's how it could work, right? Nationalize the weed supply. So people who grow, for every ounce of cannabis that they deliver to market, they are given an ounce worth of cannabis credits to spend if they want to get more, or to spend on items that would be used for growing it, right? And God, this is such a complicated system. This would take me forever to fucking talk about. I'm sorry. But long story short, if you nationalize cannabis, there are ways you could do it. And yeah, I think it would have to involve dispersing it to people according to, I mean, if you're organizing it again, along Marxist lines, then it would be from each according to their ability, to each according to their need. But ultimately, there's more people that don't need weed than need it. So a lot of people aren't even going to be taking advantage of the ability to go to a government dispensary and get up to this amount of weed. But, I don't know. I really like the idea of, and I've been thinking about this for a while, and this kind of plays into it, and maybe we can talk about it a little bit. I really like the idea of an economy that is entirely based on labor and value, right? Because right now our economy is not based on labor and value. Everybody will make the argument that it is, but it's ultimately not. I mean, so much economic activity that happens in our country happens as a result of money instruments and things that are meant to make money creatable without actually engaging in any work yourself. But I think that we could restructure the economy to operate more on a merit-based principle, where you get a baseline just to begin with, just to be alive, right? Just as a human being, baseline automatically, right? But the more you do for society at large, so let's say you decide to get a job in this new economy, then you get more credits, and they're divided among credits that can be spent on food, credits that can be spent on luxuries, and credits that can be spent on things like services, right? And we divide the economy up in such a way as to where people are actually like where people are actually rewarded appropriately for the labor that they put in, which means if you're somebody that previously was just a fucking billionaire that used to just trade around money, why can't I think of the word? Money instruments. If that's what you made your fucking wealth on, then in my system, you wouldn't have a very good time because you don't do a whole lot of labor. You would be provided with a basic baseline, that every American would be entitled to, but you would no longer have the option to take the millions that your daddy left you and reorganize it and restack it endlessly to make more money for the rest of your life, right? What the hell is going on in my chat right now? See, this is what happens when I don't read the chat for a while. I refocus on it and nothing, I literally cannot even follow what's happening right now. Boop. Oh, there they go. There they go. Your thoughts and words are worthless. You have no clue how society and economics work. You are slowly going insane. Become a real man and get a real job. Ryan Fork, you are this close to being banned because you're a fucking moron. I probably work a harder job than you do. Not only that, but I also work on a family farm. So how about them apples, bitch? Man, it sucks to be so blatantly and obviously wrong. New mods be roasting an idiot because they don't realize idiots are infinite. See, Johnny gets it. Johnny has been modding for not just me, but for a bunch of other channels for so long that Johnny just knows. Johnny doesn't have not 1 second for bullshit. So when Johnny sees an idiot like that, Johnny just goes boop, and away they go off into the sunset to bother some other streamer. What is that? It's a vape. What is your pronouns? She, her, hers. Thank you for asking. There's 103 people in here. I see no reason why we couldn't get up to 20 likes, so make sure you're liking that stream by double tapping your screen or by pressing the little like button. And make sure that you hit the subscribe button if you want to hear more of these streams in the future, and hit the little alert bell so that we can, so that I can send you notifications in the future whenever I start a live stream. Can you ban me? I don't want this popping up. Sure, I can ban you. It's not going to stop you from popping up, though. How the fuck did my mic get muted? I have no idea how that happened. I did not touch my phone. I have no idea how that happened. Anyway, point is, if conservatives and maggots and shit like that have a right to tell trans people that they're a nuisance to society merely by dressing the way they want to and being referred to as the way they want to, then I have every right to call Trump supporters nuisances to society for the exact same shit. Why do I have a feeling it's going off on me for what I said? I'm not a fucking it. And if you keep dehumanizing me, I'm about to dehumanize you in a way that you are not fucking equipped for. So I would fucking drop it. Dumb cunt. Get out. Don't tell me what to fucking do, bitch. Let's get a fucking tight rope on this chat, alright? I'm not trying to, like, talk shit on my mods. I'm not trying to be mad at my mods, but let's fucking tighten this shit up. I am sick to death of every time I fucking lean in to read my chat of reading stupid fucking bullshit that is incomprehensible. So let's get a tight fucking rope on it, all right? There's 131 people in here. There's no reason we should be having a stupid conversation right now. Can you not say a bad word, please? Get them out. Get them the fuck out. Calm down, Humpty Dumpty. Get them the fuck out. Just ban everybody. Here, I'll tell you what. I'll make the job way easier for you guys. I'll make it way easier for you guys. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. This will fix it. Okay. There we go. That isn't you guys' fault. I know I'm normally more relaxed with the whole banning thing, people. So that's why I said I don't want my mods to feel like I'm mad at them or anything like that. I'm not mad at you guys, right? I know I have a pretty lax banning policy sometimes, but there are just some times when it is impossible to have a fucking legitimate conversation with people because the chat is just moving so fucking quickly and it's all retarded. Awesome. Great. Now it's 5 minutes or more, and there we go. There we go. Now we will finally have an intelligent conversation. By the way, there's 151 people in here. Make sure you guys are liking the stream so that make sure other people can see it, and make sure that you are hitting that subscribe button if you're interested in watching more of these in the future, and hit that little alert bell so that you'll actually get the notifications. How do I do the worm over live? How do I do the worm? Wait, what? I don't know. What do you mean, how do you do the worm over live? I guess you just start a live stream and do the worm. Suddenly I understand how Trump won again. Yeah. Oh, let's be honest, though. Trump didn't win because there's a giant preponderance of idiots, honestly. Trump won because the fucking Democrats utterly refused to do anything leftist in the 4 years that they had in power. Trump won because the DNC sucks. Trump won because people that would normally vote to the left overwhelmingly voted to the right this time because a lot of them were like, yeah, Trump's a fuck guy. Trump's kind of an idiot. He's a twat, but you know what? He might do some economic stuff. You know, you never know. Republicans tend to be kind of protectionist on trade, so he might be good for my job. That's why Trump won. It has less to do with there being a critical mass of retards in this country and way more to do with the Democratic National Convention being ineffective at making policy, passing policy, and finding politicians that people can care about. True, I know. And I mean, it's not something people are wanting to talk about in huge numbers right now, but the fact of it is, Trump did not win because there's just some giant fucking massive cadre of MAGA people out there. There isn't. MAGA people are kind of a dying breed. I would say it's maybe 30% of people who voted for Trump who are actually like rabid Trump supporters. Now, granted, every single member of that 30% is loud as fuck and super fucking obnoxious, so I do admit sometimes it can feel like they're a way more prominent group than they really are, but I can promise you they are not what won Trump this election. I know they like to take credit for it. I know they like to act like they were, but ultimately they were about as responsible for his election victory as a rain dance ever was for bringing the rain. How about that? I still have no compassion for all the Republicans with their faces and leopard stomachs. Oh, well, yeah, no. I mean, I really don't either. I don't either. And I think it's kind of hilarious. I mean, I guess I do. That would be a lie. I cannot. I was talking about this the other day, Johnny, and maybe you'll disagree with me, but I'm one of those people that I just cannot help but have empathy for every human being, regardless of what they're doing, regardless of what they've done to me in the past. Like, I'm just not the type of person for whom a lack of empathy comes easily. I'll admit that even for the Trumpies, I have a little compassion and a kind of, damn, that sucks, you know? It must really suck to be that politically, that politically unaware, right? And it must suck also to vote for somebody under the auspices of them doing economic work, and then they end up doing a bunch of shit that actually fucks you over and fucks your family over. I can't help but feel bad for those people. You know what? A lot of them probably didn't care that much about all the social shit. A lot of them probably just wanted a fucking better chance at a better job or something. Like, ultimately, it is not malice that I think drove most people to vote for Trump this last time. Maybe it was in 2016, but I don't even really think it was back then either. I'm pretty sure that what drove most people who voted for Trump this last time to do so was literally the DNC's utter unwillingness to do anything fucking progressive. They managed to lose the leftist vote because they refused to do anything progressive. They refused to do anything leftist. They utterly refused to do any of the things that they've been teasing us with for the last 20 years. And that made people on the left and the center left tired of their fucking ineffective asses. And they've managed to scare away most of the people on the right and the center right as well, because they're super insistent with the social issue shit. And Jesus. Anyway, and not only are they super fucking adamant about the social policy shit, and that scares off people on the center right, but it's an issue of hypocrisy, right? Because there are lots of people on the center and the center right who are, like a lot of people on the center left, willing to vote for somebody of the other party as long as they feel like that person is an honest person who actually wants to help the American people. You want an example of this? Go look at Bernie. Bernie was not just supported by lefties. Bernie was well liked by lefties, leftist people that were left of center, some people in the center, and some people on the right wing. You know why Bernie was well liked? Because Bernie is well liked by his constituency, which is always a good sign. Bernie is consistent in his messaging and has been for 50 fucking years. Bernie is consistent in his policy and has been for 50 fucking years. That is why Bernie was able to attract so many people from other places. Imagine if someone subscribes just to bully. They do it. They actually do it, but not all that often. They didn't even lip service to leftist values this election cycle. I know. That is the fucking problem. Or at least it's one of the problems. It's one of the major problems. I don't know if it's the only one, but it's definitely one of the major problems, right? Bernie could have won in 2016 and 2020 if the DNC didn't muscle him out of the primaries. This is what I've been saying, Femboy Stormtrooper, and so many fucking libs on Reddit and YouTube and other places and in real life. So many fucking people have argued with me about this point, but I'm sorry, it's just objectively true. Bernie was beating Trump in polls in 2020 and 2016. Both of those election cycles, Bernie Sanders was beating Trump in the polling. And yet, the DNC chose to support someone who literally didn't win against Trump in a single fucking poll. Literally, the only reason that Joe Biden won in 2020 is because Donald Trump fucked up the pandemic so bad. If Trump hadn't fucked up the pandemic, then none of that would have ever happened. Also, you wanted to see the new kitty. Well, here he is. This is Piper. Hi, Piper. Piper, you're okay. You're okay. See? You're good. You're good. You're good, bud. See? Meow. You're okay. Meow. It's a baby. Because no one owes you anything different than they look. You value intelligence and kindness. Try practicing them. Yeah, exactly. If you value intelligence and kindness so much, how about starting with yourself? Be the change that you want to see in the world, my friend. Piper the Pipe Slayer? Yes. Yes. Indeed. Also, there's 82 people in here. Make sure that each and every one of you guys are double tapping your screen to like the stream or hitting the little like button. And make sure that if you want to see more of these in the future, you hit the subscribe button and hit that little alert bell so that you can get your notifications in the future when I do stream. Big Daddy Walrus over there. He does sound like a little bit of a walrus, doesn't he? Hi, I'm a trans woman from Michigan, and I just ran across your channel while doom scrolling through shorts. I fully agree. You've got a good head on you, ma'am. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I know it's weird for a trans woman to not voice train, and I hope you can forgive me for that, but I am just not interested in my voice ending up sounding different in a way that I wouldn't recognize it. I don't know. The way I've always felt about my voice, and I feel like I have to bring this up every time I interact with another trans person, because it's something that gets brought up all the time. So maybe I'm just trying to head something off in the past that was not in your mind anyway, right? But I feel like I have to justify myself, right? Because so much pressure is placed on women to have effeminate voices. Whether you're a cis woman or a trans woman, you're supposed to have a girly voice that's super high. It doesn't matter if your countenance is femme. It doesn't matter if your manner of dress is femme. You're supposed to have a high-pitched voice that sounds all sweet and cute. And the ironic thing is, that's not even a good standard for a lot of cis ladies. But like I said, that's probably just a criticism you wouldn't have even made. I'm probably just heading something off at the pass that is completely unnecessary, but whatever. I had to click the 3 dots in the top right corner to like the stream. The double tap isn't working on my phone for some reason. That's weird. That's fucked up. I can't imagine why. I don't know why it wouldn't be working. You start your new job tomorrow? I start my new job on March 10th. So it looks like we'll both be going through big updates in our life pretty soon. That's pretty cool. Come on, get your butt in there. Hi, buddy. How's streaming? Well, we did have 146 people in here. Now it's down to 67. That's really weird. I don't know how it changed so quickly.
You guys are going to have to get along.
That's what I've been telling them. They're going to have to learn how to, they're going to have to learn to live.
How has little one and her?
Little one hasn't had shit to say to her, but she's had a lot to say to little one. I told Dad, little one's a friend to everybody. Little one doesn't really...
Little one's fixed. To your dad's knowledge, he's fixed.
Isn't he fixed?
He's not. They are fixed. Most of the girls are fixed.
Oh, okay.
He is fixed.
Okay.
Hi, baby.
Jessie says hi.
Hello.
What's her name?
Piper.
Okay, so I was right.
Yes. I'm meaning it with heart like I don't want you all to die. Do what? Off-screen Dommy Mommy can get it? Oh my god. You're off-screen Dommy Mommy. Did you know that?
Oh yeah, fucking guess so. I guess off screen on her stream I'm a Dommy Mommy now.
I wonder what the Trump weirdos are gonna do after he can no longer be a politician. Cry. Cry. Bitch. Moan. wine.
You guys are gonna have to learn to live with each other.
Talking to the cats.
Yes.
But yeah, I think Trump supporters are going to be, well, I don't know. Like, it's pretty simple. They're going to be at a loss for what to do after the end of the Trump era. They're not going to know what the fuck to do or what the fuck to engage in. What do, buddy?
I was gonna go grab a cigarette.
Okay.
And I see Kitty got out when you came in here.
No.
Damn it.
Well, anyway, what's okay? The Dr. Pepper bottle is a fly trap. It's actually an empty fly trap right now because dude, these cats are fucking having a whale of a time.
What the fuck happened?
Oh god, I got him. I wish Silas would decide if they're going to be in here or not. Anyway. Meow, I know. I don't know if I should do it now or wait till... I don't know what you're asking about or talking about or anything. I'm telling you that's at least a bobcat. Just get it over with. I know, right? I know, right? Oh, Valerina, that's exactly how this fly trap is made. The advice you just gave me for fly traps, that's exactly what this is. It's exactly what this is. Well, it's kind of hard to show you guys, but there we go. I'll take it down for now since it's empty anyway. But yeah, so the idea of this is you take one of these bottles, you cut right above the label, invert the top, and then you put some apple cider vinegar in there for the smell. You put a little bit of water, then you put some dish soap, and you kind of swirl it around a little bit. And then you poke 2 holes through either side, and then you find a little skewer or something like it, and you just pass that through both sides, and there you go. You've got a reusable fly trap that you can use year after year till the plastic disintegrates. For now, I'll just set it over here, I guess. What do for roach? I'm gonna be honest with you, Chief. There ain't really much you can do about roaches as far as I know, except poison. You can poison roaches. That's always a good option. But outside of that, not really much you can do, man. At least as far as I know. I've never heard of an effective homemade trap for roaches. Maybe they exist. Okay, now install a laser death grid. That would be fun, huh? Oh, sweet. This is either a case of great minds thinking alike or fools rarely differing. That's the full saying, by the way. It's interesting that you bring that up because I was just thinking about the other day how there are a bunch of sayings like that people don't know the full, complete version of. So my favorite one to bring up is the customer is always right. Everybody thinks that the phrase is the customer is always right. It's not. The phrase is the customer is always right when it comes to matters of taste. A lot of people don't realize that, but that is the true, complete version of that saying. It's not the customer is always right no matter what in every situation. The saying is actually the customer is always right when it comes to matters of taste. Another one is the proof is in the pudding. People say shit like, oh, I mean, I didn't believe it, but hey, the proof is in the pudding. What they really should be saying is the proof of the pudding is in the tasting. Okay, I gotta bring the phone up close to my face to read it. Diatomaceous? No, I think you mean diatomaceous. Diatomaceous earth works for roaches and bed bugs, but you gotta get a duster for it, and it's non-toxic. Roaches aren't really a problem where you live? Well, that's good, because they're a major problem here in a lot of places. Also, I'm probably spelling that wrong. It's diatomaceous. Yes, you were correct. You were correct the second time. It's diatomaceous earth. Fuck it, I'm doing this Delta 8 dab and hoping it puts me over the edge. Man, somebody send medium rare memes fucking $20 so they can go down and get them some actual weed. Please. I don't have the $20 to send, but somebody do it. OMG, I know, right? That sets me off. For me, it's the saying, blood is thicker than water, when it's the blood of the covenant is thicker than the water of the womb. I know. That's one of those sayings that literally means the opposite of what we all think it means, and yet we all still use it like it's, like it's that. Oh. I'll put my Cash App in here if y'all want. Yeah. Yeah, hit it. Throw it up here. Throw it up in here. I don't think, I'm the only one that could care, and I don't care. Oh, what the hell? I hate it when I have something in my hands, and then I put it down, and I can't remember what I did with it. Birds of a feather flock together until the cat comes. That's another good one. So what that thing actually means is that like-minded people and similar people will stick together until the moment that danger presents itself, and then people tend to start eating one another. Steals identity. Nice. Although I don't think you can steal somebody's identity with their Cash App. I think that's one of the benefits of Cash App, right? Is the fact that you can basically give someone your card information without giving them your card information. There we go. By the way, the stream's been doing excellently for the last hour or so, so thank you to everybody who has dropped by, and thank you to everybody who has liked, subscribed, or otherwise interacted with the stream. We're still going to keep going for a while, but I just wanted to reach out and say thank you guys, because I think I actually might have broken my viewership record today. I don't know if I've ever made it to 189 active live viewers, so that was really cool, and I appreciate that. Anyway, let's see. Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad. Something, da-da. Feliz Navidad. Woo, congrats. I don't even remember what I just said. Oh, the thing about the viewership. Yeah. That is pretty cool, I admit. That is pretty cool. I want to wish you a Merry Christmas. Y'all want to see some baby goats? Hi, guys. Hello. Hello. Hi, friends. Ah! There you go. Ah! They're so cute. I know. They're beautiful. They're just getting outside to get some sun and get some grass in their bellies and all that good stuff. But their mama died. No, it wasn't our goat, but somebody else had a goat, and the mama died, and they got a hold of us because they don't have the time to bottle feed them and everything. And my dad, being basically a retiree, he does have the time, so. Not born of the black goat of the woods with 1,000 young. Precisely. Yeah, don't forget to like the live. If you're enjoying what you're listening to, then consider hitting that like button by double tapping your screen, or by hitting the like button in the right-hand corner of the screen. And if you are enjoying it enough to like, then you're probably enjoying it enough to... There we go. Now maybe we can have... Holy fuck, how did it get to 15 people? How did it go to 5 people? What the fuck happened? The buffer is real? Okay, give me 1 second. Okay, is it any better? Is it any better? Someone message me and tell me it's better. Is it any better? She little popped out? Oh, okay. My internet goofed it up? Okay, cool. Yeah, I don't know what happens, dude. For some reason, my internet will just randomly crap out on my phone sometimes. I have no idea what it's about, but it just does it sometimes. I wish these guineas would shut the fuck up, dude. They're so freaking loud. Oh, we coming back. Nice. Good. We're back. Nice. Good. That as well. I'm probably going to get off of here in a few minutes to go watch Onion Nuggets, but not yet. We're going to stay streaming for just a few. Because we're doing good numbers. I can't afford to let these numbers just go away. We're only an hour and 19 minutes into the stream, so that's another good thing. The big birds, they're gossiping. Yes, they sure are. Turkey birds, they're not turkeys. What you're hearing right now are actually guinea fowl. So guinea fowl are an imported African relative of the peafowl that are known for their all dark meat makeup and for being loud as a motherfucker. It's basically the 2 things they're well known for. What's Onion Nuggets? It's a podcast I watch. So if you've ever heard of The Amazing Atheist, he's one of the people that's on the podcast. Or they're one of the people on the podcast. I'm not actually sure which pronouns they prefer right now. So it's them, their little brother Scotty, and another YouTuber named Paul Zigo, and they all do a show together called Onion Nuggets every Tuesday and Friday, except today, which was postponed to Wednesday. It's another place where Johnny's a mod, yes. Another place where Johnny is a mod. Oh, I'm just a fat bitch. You thought I was talking about the actual onion nuggets, right? No. No, I'm talking about a podcast with a similar name. Anyway, what were we talking about before I interrupted us with baby goats and barn animals and shit? What the fuck were we talking about? Police must be stopped. Police must be stopped. Police must be stopped from killing the people of the working class. Police must be stopped. Police must be stopped. Police must be stopped from crushing black men out in the street. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. Oh yeah, funny story about, I can't spell the bird's name, foul. I just remembered. Also, my family is horrible and I feel bad for our neighbors who had to deal with us. Do what? I'm not sure what you're trying to say there. You know, I was talking about myself. I ate a whole rotisserie chicken by myself today. Holy shit. I love being fat. Maybe they'll give me Ozempics. I thought I thought that was expensive. Isn't Ozempics like super expensive? Or Ozempic or whatever it's called? I think that's hilarious, by the way, medium or memes, that somebody else thought you were a girl merely because I'm a femme streamer, I guess. I feel like that has to be the assumption. You know, like I'm a femme streamer, so my audience probably skews more feminine. But ironically, it does not. My viewership is roughly 60-40 women. My broke-ass best friend was on Ozempic for a while, so it can't be that expensive. Okay. Maybe it's one of those things that's covered by insurance then. No, I thought he was... Fuck. Only way out is through. Must hit it again. Yeah, I mean, you can't look at bitch as a gender descriptor anymore because, you know, and I actually like this. I like this a lot. In an attempt to delegitimize the use of bitch as a misogynistic slur, there was a movement of mostly men sometime between 2015 and 2020 that decided to start using the word bitch to refer to other men, to refer to themselves, etc., so that it would be clear to people, more clear, that there is no, there's no misogynistic context to that word unless you put it there, right? And I'm kind of glad for that because it means that it's less useful as a misogynistic slur. Proud of you for what? For what? Men do be bitches. Same with see you next Tuesday. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Although cunt, I think that one that one was always just kind of in America that it was seen as misogynistic. Pretty much every other nation, you know, had a different relationship with the word cunt. And by the way, there's 68 people watching this stream. I see no reason why we couldn't break our like record and get up to 30 fucking likes right now. Come on, we just need 6 people. 6 people. There are 68 people watching. Out of 68 people, 6 people is less than 10%. So, if less than 10% of you would double tap your screen right now, you could help us get up to 30 likes. And remember, even if you're someone who hate watches me, consider this. The more people hate watch me, the more interesting my commentary on the hate watching will be. So really, even if you fucking loathe my ass, you should be liking the stream, and you should be subscribing so that you can see other people hate on me in the future. Like the stream or I'll come in your dreams and Freddy Krueger you. Yes, that is 100% true. Johnny in the Insatiable Void is a shapeshifter, and he will come in your dreams and fuck you up if you don't immediately like the stream. To be fair, I was raised by women. My dad was in rehab for a long time. That's valid. Sad that your dad had to be in rehab, though. That's kind of fucked up. But also valid. You know what? At least he was in rehab. At least he was trying to better himself and trying to improve and stuff. I mean, you know, that's a good thing no matter how you slice it. I totally just thought you said neck collection. Dude, like the stream, please, please, please. I'll give you some of my rock collection if you like the stream. I legit thought you said neck collection. But yeah. I've decided I will stay until I get 4 more likes. 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 Come on. Hit me with it. Let's do it. It'll be so fun. Come on. It'll be so fun. It'll be so great. You'll hit the little button and you'll make me smile. And then I'll be like, yes, we're up to 30 fucking likes. We broke the fucking like record for my channel. Hell fucking yeah. Come on. I know you want to do it. It's 28. That's 2 more. You're telling me we can't get 2 more. You're telling me we can't get 2 more? I don't believe that for a second. I would hang myself in this barn. Gemma, you're awful. You're awful. No, you're not awful. I'm sorry. That was mean. But that's bad. This barn would not be a place that someone would want to hang themselves in. Honestly, this barn is like one of my safe spaces on the property. I kind of want to put a chair down here. I want to finish cleaning it up, and then I want to get it. I really just want to get this fucking place fixed up and make it nice. Because this barn is honestly kind of a little bit of a safe space for me. A little bit of a safe space. Although, it's about to get some heavy modifications that are going to make it look really weird. Because, basically, I live in kind of a swamp. And if you've ever lived in the Deep South in areas that are near levels, or near high water levels, or near areas of a lot of water intrusion, if you live in the lowlands somewhere in the Deep South, then you are probably familiar with the idea of springs just coming up in your yard, right? So you'll just wake up one day and suddenly, it usually happens after a rain, but it'll stay around for weeks, right? So let me show you guys something. I'll show you guys something. This will actually be a little educational for you guys. I'm still eating raw ramen with ranch dressing. That's really gross. I wish you would consider a different choice of snack because that sure seems disgusting. But hey, you do you, my friend. Okay, so you see all this water here? You're probably thinking, oh, goddamn, you must be overwatering your animals, right? Right? You see all this water, right? Probably thinking, oh, you've got a leaky pipe, right? Well, let's take a look. And there's the rest of there's the noisemakers if you were interested. For some reason, the guineas and the turkey stay together. I have no idea why, because the turkey hen is over there. I'm going to recommend you a round to friends of mine. Hopefully your new record will be 50 likes. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. And yeah, I mean, if anybody is watching this and you like the content, don't hey, don't hesitate to share this on your social media. Don't hesitate to tell other people about it because we could always use the extra exposure. Okay. Anyway, so if you look down here, and it's hard to see now, but that water, and yes, that is water, by the way, that water is super clear. And the reason that water is super clear is because this is a spring. It's a spring with a very low flow rate, but if you look right here, I don't know if you guys will be able to see it, but you can kind of see the water moving a little bit. You can kind of see it right here. Right? And that is 110% not a leaky pipe. It's not, water coming up from somewhere else, like a human source. It's literally the swamp spitting up water through a channel that has, oh shit, now I'm in trouble. I just stepped in a really big puddle. It's probably going to intrude into my shoes, but it doesn't seem to be doing so far. Anyway, so that is literally the swamp spitting up water through a channel that has been in that spot for as long as human memory has told stories about this particular patch of land. Which is to say, at least the last 100 years. And probably long before that. So, the water table around here is already pretty high to begin with. And in certain places, due to human activity in the past, or animal activity, or weather activity, channels will form, right? Because in times of high water levels and high rainfall and things like that, the ground becomes completely saturated with water. It's going into the aquifers and it's going into the rivers and everything, but it's just soaking down in there, right? Filling every single possible crack and crevice, drowning out some plants and filling them to their max water capacity, others. And what ends up happening is little channels will form due to water's natural tendency to kind of push things out of the way in its search for the path of least resistance, right? And these channels will form usually through little patches of sand and things like that. And you can tell if you're looking at a seep a lot of times because as those seeps come up, and this to me is super fascinating, as those seeps come up, even though they oftentimes don't have an identifiable open channel, right? It's just substrate that the water is moving through, right? Despite that, a lot of times it will bring some of the sand from the aquifer up to the surface as the water moves, right? So some of that sand was part of a filtration effect that happens underground, and some of the sand is part of the overall aquifer that spring is, pulling a water table from, right? you'll see that sand gathered around the ditches that will form near those natural seeps and around the kind of alluvial fans that will form at the end of them. It's actually really fascinating. Hi, I love your videos. I'm such a big fan. Well, glad to have you here. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel so that you can see more of these in the future. And make sure you like the stream, because we are 2 away from breaking our all-time fucking like record and being at 30 fucking likes. So go ahead and like the stream if you haven't. Your PFP is giving me vapors. Lord have mercy. I can't. Oh my God. Bring me my vapors. You weren't kidding. Bro. Oh, boo. Nature doing nature things. Man, Johnny, you're so fucking, man. You're such a stick in the mud sometimes, Johnny. That's why I love you. Everybody else on this godforsaken planet is so dedicated to being positive and nice and friendly and funny and all this other happy horse shit. And then there's Johnny, who's just like, man, fuck this shit. Whatever. I'm a Mick and a stud. Yes, my friend, you are. Good news, Onion Nuggets isn't that entertaining yet. I'm a simp, so I giggle like a fucking schoolgirl at everything they do, pretty much, but I'll take your word for it. Maybe it's not. I don't know. Like I said, I'm kind of a fucking simp, so I kind of just be laughing at every fucking thing they do. Not everything, I guess. I'm being hard on myself there, but I'm definitely the type of person who will be entertained by bits that aren't as entertaining to other people. Although I will say, my time limit on how funny a fart bit is like 5 minutes. And Paul's timer is like 30 minutes. So there is, every so often, moments in the show where I'm just like, all right, I'm going to go watch an episode of Kitchen Nightmares. And then I'm going to come back. And by that time, something else funny will have happened. And I will check back then. And 10 times out of 10, I come back and the stream's moved on to something else. And I'm like, all right, whatever. But hey, that's just the nature of being an audience member. That's the nature of being a content creator. I know for a fact that there are regulars of mine who don't attend every single stream, who aren't into every single stream, and who don't watch every piece of content I put out. I know for a fact that there are people who watch videos, but not my live streams. There are people who watch my live streams, but not my videos. And there are people who literally only check back on my channel to see if I posted new music content. There's like 20 or 30 of those people in the community, right? So it's just one of those things. Like, you're never going to please everybody, you know? So I don't want, I don't want Frey to feel like I'm being hard on him or anything. But, not going to lie, I'm a little tired of the political takes. It's so defeatist, and that's really the last thing I need. So this is actually an interesting thing, Johnny. So we were talking about politics earlier, and I didn't get the vibe from you that you felt like I was being defeatist. So let me ask you something. Number one, it's a bit of self-reassurance maybe. Do you feel like my takes differ in presentation or substance significantly from those of the Pessimist Production Boys? Because I trust you to be truthful and honest about this, and I also know that you know my philosophy pretty well, and you know their philosophy pretty well. You've seen me make my arguments, you've heard them make theirs. So let's start off there. Do you think that we differ substantively and or in presentation, and if so, how? Y'all, what's the weirdest food you've ever enjoyed? For me, Hormel chili with Ritz crackers and a little relish. Honestly, not that weird. Chili is actually really complemented really well by relish. So, I don't know. To me, that's not that weird. But then again, I like relish in a lot of things. So, as a stoner, my list of weird-ass food combos is long. Yeah, I mean, that's something you have to consider, too. Why did the Scarecrow win an award? Because he was outstanding in his field. I love that one. Shrek liked the stream. Yes. Shrek might have already liked the stream. I don't know. At least you're a little less self-assured about it. Well, yeah. I mean, I feel like there are some things I'm really self-assured on, but I really don't feel like I'm self-assured on them. I feel like I'm assured of them because of, things I can observe in reality, right? Like, when it comes to my advocacy for food sovereignty, right? I am assured about that because I've seen it play out. I've seen it happen, and I feel like it's something that's really easy to demonstrate to other people. I can always find a video on YouTube that will perfectly explain how human beings could go from living their isolated, selfish, individualistic lives, and I'm not saying there's anything wrong with any of those impulses in moderation, but we live in a society that is dominated by that impulse. And you can demonstrate why we should live a better way, and you should, and you are, it's possible to demonstrate how you would go about doing that, right? And so a lot of my assuredness comes from what I see as observable reality, which I know is basically self-assuredness, but it's like I could send someone a video about the things that I'm talking about, And a lot of my advocacy is that kind of thing. It's less about we need to do this political thing and that political thing, and more about we need to do this thing on the ground. I like 3 milk cake. Ooh, tres leches. Tres leches cake. I like tres leches too. Me gusto tres leches. Or would it be yo gusto tres leches? I feel like they often downplay how much worse the Republicans and especially MAGA are compared to libs. I agree the libs are garbage too, but people's grandmas wouldn't be losing their Medicare under Harris. I mean, some people's grandmas still would. I mean, let's not pretend that none of these bad things happen under Democrats, but I don't think you have to reduce the fucking Republicans in blame or reprehensibleness in order to elevate the Dems' responsibility for doing this, right? And so my advocacy, I will say that's a difference. Like, I don't know if that's... See, I don't necessarily get the impression that they downplay it. I feel like they're just sick of talking about it. And maybe it's just because, I'm like, whatever. I guess my relation, like my perceived connection to Paul is parasocial, but I actually am like internet friends with Frey, and I've watched their content for 12 years. I've watched Paul for 10 years. And so maybe I've just got a bias here that's not letting me see it. But I personally feel like they are just sick to death of reiterating why Trump is a moron, why everything he does is bad. Because I can kind of see why, man, because like it was fucking 4 years straight of nothing but Trump news. And then Biden gets in and everybody thinks, oh, yay, Trump, like the era of Trump is over. It turns out the era of Trump just kept right on going, not just in terms of policy on a lot of fronts, but also Trump stayed in the news basically the whole time. He wasn't as in the news as he is now, but, he was still in the news. At least once a week we were hearing about some dumb shit Trump said or some weird thing that happened to him, or, like it was just constant, endless, right? And, I have to imagine if I'd been a content creator at that time and making content about Trump, I would probably by now be really sick of talking about him. Good, bad, right, or wrong. I would be sick to death of it because And I kind of, I personally am not sick of talking about why the Republicans suck, but I'm also way younger, right? Number one. And number two, I have to admit that I kind of don't blame them for feeling that way when, it gets to a certain point. It gets to a certain point where you feel like you've done everything you possibly can do, where you've made every argument you possibly can, and you start to feel like there are just some people who are coming to the conversation with an agenda, who are not going to be moved over. And I feel like once you dwell in that for long enough, eventually it becomes really hard to actually engage in contact theory. I mean, I had a conversation with Paul about this through chat recently on a stream, just, like one of these Highdeology format streams where he was streaming on the poltergeist, and I said he was talking about how he doesn't have time to bring people like racists and homophobes and that type of thing up to speed and everything. And I was like, well, what about contact theory? And he basically said, yeah, I mean, contact theory is great and all, but not like there's no, like, he basically said there's nobody that is required to give their time to someone like that merely to like. I'm having a really hard time relaying his point because I don't want to get it massively wrong, and in my attempt to paraphrase it, I feel like I'm getting it massively wrong. But basically said, like, yeah, contact theory is great and all, but you have to pick your battles, and you can't be Captain Save-A-Ho, because otherwise you're just going to spend all of your, because where's the limit then, right? So it's a matter of choosing who you're willing to engage with that kind of thing on and under what auspices. And I was like, all right. Let me see here. I'm going to scroll up a little bit. I sold Monster 2 and got in trouble for offering one to a sleepy guy for free. Oh, that's fucked up. That's awful. You shouldn't have gotten in trouble. No doubt, same. I played, I mean, I would be fine with them dropping politics altogether if fatigue is the issue. I wish I could say I feel like a lot of other people would too, but I feel like we're kind of in the minority, honestly, Johnny. I would be perfectly fine with Onion Nuggets becoming like a show that's all about fucking pop culture and interesting factoids. Like, I would be down for them to go back to a more traditional kind of DFF style, and those videos used to do really well for them. I understand that they moved away from that kind of content because how do I put it? The situation in, like, with YouTube changed so much. The algorithm changed, right? And it made that type of content less marketable. It made that type of content less popular and less accessible. And so I understand why they moved away from it, but I would be totally fine, and I sense that you would be too, with them going back to a more traditional DFF style type of episode format. But I just don't know if we're going to see it because they've made such a major shift with their content and being like Onion Nuggets now is basically 50% news and politics and 50% interesting stories, interesting facts, pop culture, true crime, things like that. Non-news, non-political shit. And honestly, I wish the show was more like 80-20 or 90-10. Like, interesting stuff that isn't political and interesting stuff that is political. Right? I would be perfectly fine with that, but if that's not where the algorithm is going, I can't really blame them for not pursuing that kind of content, Like, I get it. They make their money doing what they do. They are entertainers. You have to give the audience what they want. If you always just give the audience what you want, you're not going to be as able to keep turning a profit and shit. So Oh no, it's another politics episode. No, not really. I mean, me and Johnny are just talking about a podcast that we both watch and how we feel like the dudes who do it are getting sick of politics and like they're a little bit defeatist about it and shit. And I don't know, like I don't know that I 100% agree that they're completely defeatist, but I do think that there's a bit of a like, yeah, I mean, we're not going to change this shit, kind of attitude coming out of them. But, once again, it is not incumbent on podcasters to save the world. It's incumbent on the people living in the world, which does include podcasters. But I tell you what, I am pretty sure that Paul Zigo would attend a fucking national level protest if one popped off. I'm pretty sure that TJ would. I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, that TJ attended some BLM protests. So, fair enough, but at the same time, I can find their political takes asinine and check out for however long it takes to get to farts. That's ironic. Like, you're the one checking out until they get to farts. I'm the one checking out when they get to farts and coming back when they're back into politics or true crime or whatever the fuck it is. Remember when I asked you about peppers, Phoebe? I want to send you some chocolate ghost pepper seeds. Could you grow them and send some of the peppers back? I do it myself, but I don't have that green thumb. Yeah. I tell you what, I'll ask my dad, and I'll see if he's got some already. And if he does, I could just grow some out. We probably need to refresh our seed anyway, if we do have some. So I'll just ask him about it, because I like a ghost pepper. And chocolate ghost peppers probably have an interesting flavor, because a lot of those chocolate peppers, they lend really unique flavors to the things you put them in. My Italian red sauce recipe uses some Italian roasting peppers called chocolate seguras, and they are really fucking delicious. I cut them up, and like you would for Cajun Trinity, basically. So I do that, and onions, and then some crushed and chopped garlic, and then I mix all that up and let it fry up in some bacon grease. Fry it all up nice. Then in goes my tomatoes. I use like 2 cans of crushed tomatoes, and then a can of tomato paste, and then some beef stock, and then mix all that shit together, and then I reduce it, and obviously I add some herbs. So I add basil, thyme, rosemary, and oregano, and then a little bit of black pepper, and then a little bit of white pepper if I have it, and some salt, usually kosher salt, a little pinch to taste, and then let all that reduce for, depending on how high you have the heat, it can take anywhere from 45 minutes to 4 hours. The longer you let it reduce, the more powerful your flavors will be, the more complex the sauce will be, but you have to be careful to not let it get too dry, because honestly, you want most of the content of that to be the tomatoes and stuff like that. So I think the guineas must be up on the roof. You add thyme, Thyme, thyme. It's an herb. The herb, Gemma, not the thing. Not the concept, the herb. Gemma's hilarious. If I were a rich man, yibbidi-dibby-dibby-dibby-dibby-dibby-dum. All day long I'd biddy-biddy-bum. If I were a wealthy man, I wouldn't have to work hard. Yibbidi-dibby-dibby-dibby-dibby-dibby-dibby-dum. If I were a bitty bitty rich, diddle 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 do. Man, somebody had a whole ass conversation in the chat, and I'm just now fucking tuning into it, dude. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and get off of here. Well, I don't know. I really want to get to 30 likes, but now we're sitting at 8 views, and we've been talking about such insular shit that nobody's listening anymore, so I don't feel like we're gonna get to that fucking 30 viewers, which is depressing, because I really thought we were gonna make it today, y'all. I really thought. I'm having fun too, don't get me wrong, but I still need to do an oil change, and it's fucking 5:02 p.m. And the sun is gonna set in fucking like an hour and a half, so I need to dig out my shit and get it done. So, you know, I want to get to 30 likes. I want to see us get to that magic number. I want to see it happen, but it just doesn't seem like it's going to, man. It just doesn't seem like it's going to, unless some of the 4 people that just joined, y'all can like the stream. You guys can get us up over our fucking all-time record for likes on a stream. Get us to 30. Wouldn't that be magical? Bye. Good luck on the oil change. I'll recommend you around. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. And anybody else that watches, you guys can feel free to do the same thing. Ooh, my feet are going to hurt tomorrow, I can tell. Anyway, yeah, I guess I'm going to go ahead and get off here. Do you turkeys lay eggs? Not yet. Not yet, because turkeys take a long-ass time to start laying. But it can honestly be kind of hard if you've got smaller turkeys to tell if what you're looking at is a turkey egg or a duck egg. Because, our turkeys are not that huge. So a turkey egg and a duck egg, a large duck egg and a small turkey egg are identical. You know what I mean? So, who knows? For all I know, that hen could be laying. Because a hen's first few layings usually are smaller eggs. Not always, but usually. Oh my god, sometimes you will go to check the nest boxes and you will get a tiny little bantam-sized egg from a full-size chicken. It's the wildest thing ever. When they do eat one, because I want to know what they taste like big time. Oh, I can tell you what a fucking turkey egg tastes like. They are richer than chicken eggs. They're richer than chicken eggs. Obviously, they're bigger. The yolks are bigger, so there's more yolk to deal with. But yeah, they've got a richer, more complex taste than chicken eggs. But overall, pretty similar. Like a lot of eggs, it can be a little dependent on what the turkey is eating. So if they're eating like a mix of milled pellets and natural stuff outside, you can make eggs taste really delicious by incorporating a lot of fresh fruits into their diet and a varied scratch grain. There's a bunch of different steps you can take to make sure that they're eating right, which will ultimately help the quality of their eggs. Jimma tried quail eggs for the first time 2 weeks ago. What'd she think? Personally, I don't like quail eggs all that much. I think that they've got less flavor than chicken egg, but, maybe I'm just a weirdo. Quail eggs are also insanely hard to work with. A lot of people that have never worked with one don't understand just how difficult it is to, you can't crack a quail egg like you can every other kind of egg. You'll just crush it. You'll literally just crush the fucking thing. So what you have to do is you have to get a pair of quail egg scissors. You hold the quail egg like so, and then you latch down, and that it's got like a metal surface that basically cuts into the eggshell and breaks it in half evenly, and then you can pour it out into your little bowl. They were hard-boiled, so yeah. I mean, yeah, hard-boiled, they pretty much just taste like chicken eggs, especially if they're dressed like deviled eggs or something. Quail eggs indiscernible from a fucking chicken egg. I tell you what would be a delicious deviled egg, though. Turkey eggs, hollowed out, right? So turkey eggs, hollowed out, and fashioned like for deviled eggs, but with quail eggs as the filling inside. Hard-boiled quail eggs, yolk and all. Yolk, whites, everything. Of course, then the question, I guess, becomes, what do you do with the turkey egg yolks? Imagine an ostrich egg made into a deviled egg. That would be a trip. Yeah, it definitely would be. It definitely would be. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and get off here. You guys have a great night. I will see y'all later.